So question number 56 is, what is Azure Blob Storage? Since Azure Blob Storage is the most common and the frequently asked interview questions and answers by the interviewers. So you can answer for these questions to make your interviewer happy and to crack like this. Like, Azure Blob Storage is the object storage solution provided by Microsoft for the cloud, where Blob stands for binary large object. Since blob storage is used to store massive unstructured data in terms of the text or binary format, it is deal for shoving documents, images, audio, video, text directly to the browser. If you will see the structure of this blob storage, then it looks like the storage container, the first storage account, and then container, then blob. This is mean to like that the storage count will contain the containers. Like, if you want to take the all images, then it could be the image picture container, and for the all videos it would be the movies container, and then the finally end object in a blob container. So this share the three types of the resources: account, container, blob. And structures looks like this. The account would be the name of anything, the container would be the kind of object you want to take inside the container, and then finally the blob, this would be the image, audio, text, and the videos. And also the Azure storage support three types of the blobs, like block blobs, append blobs, and the page blobs. So block blobs are intended for the text and binary files and can support up to 195 GB. For example, up to 50K blocks of up to 4 MB each. Second, append blobs are used for appending operations like logging data in log files, means you can just keep on the adding the data for a particular time being. So this is would be used for the append blobs. Whereas the page blobs are meant for frequent read-write operations. So this is what the three types of the blobs supported by the Azure storage: block blocks, append blobs, and the page blobs. So now let's move on and see the question number 57. So question number 57 is, what are the difference between Azure table storage and the Azure SQL service, or you can say the Azure SQL database. So this is what again the top Azure interview question and the most commonly and the most frequently asked by the interviewer, because wherever you are going to for the Microsoft Azure interview, that means you should have the knowledge the difference between the legacy things of and the new Azure cloud sort of things. So here how you can differentiate between the both Azure table storage and Azure SQL database. So you can easily explain like that: the table storage has no SQL type of storage on Azure, whereas Azure SQL has a relational storage structure on Azure. The next is, the table storage service stored data in key value format and called is entity, whereas the Azure SQL store data in row and columns combination in a SQL table. The next difference is, the table storage data schema is not enforced for storage, whereas the data schema is enforced for storing data in the Azure SQL database. And if not, then the occurred would be the error would be occurred like schema is violated. The next difference is, there is no relationship between tables in Azure table storage services, whereas the relationship between tables can be created with the help of foreign keys and the many another keys in the Azure SQL database. Okay, the next difference is, the table storage service can be used for storing log information or diagnostics data in table storage service, whereas the Azure SQL table can be used for transactions based applications. So these are the differences. Now the next question is, what is dead letter queue? Dead letter queue in DLQ. So whereas you are working on the service bus, service topic, or the topic subscription, these all things, this question is became the most common questions to ask you, that what is dead letter queue concept And what is DLQ? Because the interviewer want to understand your understanding through the all Azure bus services and bus topics, these all things, because this is also the most common area which are used into the Azure Microsoft Azure development or the implementation. So now how you can give the answer very easily, that what is that letter Q meant. So here very first see, Azure service bus queues and topic subscription provide a secondary subqueue which called a dead letter queue, DLQ. So if you will see the structure, then it looks like once you will be in the Azure SQL service bus, sorry, Azure service bus, then once you will explore the topics, it will not show you the directly number of the dead letter queue. It will always inside the subscription, and this is the secondary queue. You are seeing here the test 1 0 62 comma 0. So 62 is the dead letter queue, DLQ. Okay, so this is here in, if you will see the under the subscription or the topic 1, then there are the 62 messages inside the DLQ. So very first you can say that Azure service bus queues and topic subscription provide a secondary subqueue which called as a DLQ. Now the purpose of the dead letter queue is to hold messages that can't be delivered to any receivers or any messages that couldn't be processed. Is the sort of the message which can't be delivered and can't be processed ahead, those known as the dead letter queues. Okay, so there are the several activities in the service bus that cause messages to get pushed to the DLQ. So this also you need to explain that how, what the activities and how it go or how it pushed to the DLQ. So there are the several activities while you are developing the Azure service bus concepts, like that dead letter region. So dead letter error description. So here the any reason which is caused to push the masses inside the DLQ, there will be the reason for that. Like header size exceed, the size quota for this stream has been exceeds. If the size quotes means whatever is limit of the size, it is exceeds for the particular message, that also will be placed inside the DLQ, and the reason would be this header size exceeded. Next error would be TTL expired exception. That means the message expired and was dead lettered. Means whenever it is goes to the service bus subscription, it was expired. That's why it is placed inside the dead letters. And you can refer the time to live section for the details. Means how much time it will can the live into the queues. Whenever it is expired, it was not received by the any subscribers, then it will automatically placed inside the dead letter queue, which can't be processed for further. Okay, session ID is null. Means whenever you are transferring, you are pushing the message, the session enabled entity doesn't allow a message whose session identifier is null. Means the session identifier you are not setting or you are not supplying, so it could be also a reason that session ID is null. That's why it is placed inside the DLQ. The max transfer hop count exceeded. The maximum number of allows hoop when forwarding between queues has been exceeded. The value is set to 4. Means whenever the maximum number allowed for the hops are exceeded, then also it will place inside the DLQ. The reason would be this max transfer hop count exceeded. Another reason would be the max delivery count exceeded. That means the message wouldn't be conceived after maximum delivery attempts. Okay, so also it could be a reason that the max delivery exceeded. The all things time live, that what is the time, maximum time to live in the queues, also will explain in the next session, and the maximum delivery count also will explain the next session. For this you easily make those regions just in front of the interviewer, and interviewer will be happy with you for your answer. Okay, now moving on and see the question number 59. Question number 59 is, what feature of Azure can stop the issue of high load on the application when there is no man support on the floor? So simple, The question is very simple. The what feature of Azure can stop the issue of high load on the application? It means whenever there is a high load or the high traffic on the application, then what are the feature which can stop of this issue, which can, by which we can prevent this issue where there is no man support on the flow. So the answer of this question is the issue can be stopped by using VM scale sets. It is done so by defining proper configuration and condition to provide a need VM when the load to the application increases. So what are the skill sets we can do? Azure VM skill sets allow the developer to create and manage a group of VMs that are load balanced. Means to do the balancing load, we can scale the VM, okay, through the VM skill sets. Means we can identify the VM skill set. These are all we have explained in our previous questions, that what is VM skill sets and all. You can refer the previous videos to understand the VM skill set. For now, the feature to stop the high load issue is VM skill set. So now Azure VM skill sets allow the developer to create and manage a group of VMs that are load balanced. Next, they scale sets can be configured to increase or decrease the count of VMs based on the application's demand or on the basis of predefined schedule. The next scale set ensures high availability of applications. It lets developers to manage, update and configure large VMs entirely. They also support the development of large scale applications that support big data, compute and big workloads. Azure skill set can support up to 1000 VMs. In case of custom VMMS, the limit is 600 VMs only. So the next question is, what is Azure Cosmos DB and what are its key features? So this is also a most common questions to check your knowledge on the Cosmos DB, that how you works and you are aware the keywords or terminology what is Cosmos DB or not. So simply you can make answer that Azure Cosmos DB is fully managed NoSQL and relational database for modern app development. Azure Cosmos DB is globally distributed multimodal database service designed for low latency, high throughput and scalable applications. The key features of Azure Cosmos are support for multiple data models such as document, key value graph and column families. Global distribution with automatic data replication across multiple Azure regions. Tunable consistency levels for balancing data consistency and the performance. Built-in support for partitioning, indexing and querying data. Simplified application development. Because of that, you do not need to install or take the data backup in the separate form as we are doing in the SQL database. Okay, so this is what the simplified application development. The next is fully managed and the cost effective. Means it provides end-to-end database management with serverless and automatic scaling, matching your applications and the TCO needs. So this is what the key features of the Cosmos DB. So this by which the interviewer can check your knowledge that okay, you are aware about the Cosmos DB and its feature. So by the giving all sort of the answers, you can make your interviewer very happy and you can just define whatever he want to hear for you. Okay, so thanks very much for watching this.